bags, because I agree with that to a certain extent.
And we might have a wee guest, Kev, if you look on Skype as well.
Well, I did, but it was Martin
Oh,
Kelly again. We missed Corpac boy, Andy.
See if you phone William.
But please try Skype in again. I don't know, did you get cut off or did you get fed up waiting, Andy? But
if you're a Corpac boy,
try and Skype in again, mate. And we'll see how you go. But yeah, going through Twitter then, because I've been meaning to shout these out for a while, but I was waiting for a chance. But we had shout out to the 6'2 Kangaroo. He's listening in. Higgs as well, who I'm guessing is listening in. He's just favouriting things just now, right enough. We've also got Dominic as well. It's in there on Twitter. Let me see. Quickly. Brian Byrne. This was about an hour ago, right enough, Brian. So he's probably get fed up waiting. But he's saying, why can't Ronnie not see how bad Ambrose is? Well, that kind of sums up again what we were saying earlier on.
I think he does. I think he does see how bad he is, but he's got no option.
Ian Chalmers says not many fit options for the right back position. If Lustig or Matthews was fit, I doubt Ambrose would start, basically. And I don't think we disagree with that, Ian. Alistair Jack says, I'm going to call in just now, guys. That was 53 minutes ago, and he did. And we've also got Stephen Sutherland a quarter of an hour ago as well, who says, thought he was actually okay last night for once. I'm guessing this is Ambrose, maybe he's talking about, but possibly Azagiri. Couldn't cross a road, but at least solid at the back.
No, I think it's Ambrose.
Must be Ambrose, because it can't be Azagiri, because he's certainly not solid at the back.
No, I can agree. I thought, it wasn't a world class performance or anything like that, but he was relatively solid. He didn't he made a couple of minor mistakes. It was none of the pass the ball back to the keeper, and I think the only one I can remember actually doing that was Johansson. Actually, he done a couple of crossfield passes, I think, and then just get basically right to the Zagreb player. So.
Yeah,
I said he's the man for me. He's just off form. Great player. I think he's got a lot of potential as well. But I think he's another one just needs to go back to the resis, as they'd say in the Aussie rules. Back to the Magoos. You probably heard that term, Kev. Back to the Magoos. Back to the twos.
No, I've not. I've not been into the AFL long enough for it, but I'm getting there, mate. I'm getting there. Now, we have been joined again on Skype by Corpac boy. And it's Andy, is it not?
It is. How you doing, fellas?
Very good, mate. Very good. You've obviously been either riled by something or you just want to throw your tuppence worth in, Andy, tonight.
No, I've been dropping in and out the day. But I was phoning in to say that I was listening to you on Half the World Away.
Yeah.
And you kind of dropped out the sound on there, so I thought, I'll just phone in and just say. I don't know if it was. I don't think it was something I did on my end.
No.
So I don't know if you've got a problem your end. That was all.
Oh, right, okay. So nothing to say about Celtic at all, Andy?
I've got lots of opinions, but they're not necessarily worth any money.
So really what you're saying is you're phoning in here to slag the quality of the podcast tonight.
Well, as an exponent of the Carlsberg Brewery, and you want us to sponsor you, well, I have to say, this shoddiness will not go unmentioned.
Sorry. See the Corpac, what is that? Is that a folk volume?
Aye, that's right, aye.
Is that what you say, aye?
That's where I grew up, aye.
I used to live there myself for 7 months.
Aye, whereabouts?
I stayed, Alistair Forsyth.
Oh, no.
I used to be set of flats in Corpac. I stayed there for 7 months with a big guy called Wally Robb.
Oh.
Anyway.
Do you guys want
flats
a room or something? Do you want to get a room and just maybe have a look?
Aye. It's just nice to acknowledge your geographical expertise.
I lived up the top of the scheme, Lady Margaret Drive.
Oh, right.
I've checked Andy. I've checked the sound a couple of times since I saw your message, and it seems to be coming through all right on Spreaker. So
maybe it was my end. I apologise.
Well, if you live up near Fort William, maybe it is at your end, Andy.
Not anymore, eh? That was many moons ago.
Many moons ago.
Are you not down south in the southeastness of England somewhere?
That's me, aye. Yeah.
Where is it you are again, Andy?
I'm just outside Chester.
That's right, mate. That's right.
In between Liverpool and Manchester kind of way, you know. For the big
So
cities.
what was your views on the game last night, Andy?
I only caught a wee bit of it because I actually work in Leicester.
Yeah.
But and the traffic was fucking murder on the M1 getting back last night, so
Yeah.
caught like a wee bit at the end of the first half, and then I had to go out and do some football training with the boys that I coach the second half. And what I seen was we were only too bad. It was certainly the tail end of the first half. I seen Bruni make a fucking fantastic interception at the start of the second half. The boys slid it across the box, and it sounded like that continued. You know, it was kind of a wee bit backs to the wall the second half. So, but more than that, I can't comment. You know.
Yeah. Well, going back to the left back, like my opinion on that was like Izagiri. You know, I think when the guy first signed with Celtic, I thought we'd be lucky to keep this guy. We can get 10 million him easy.
Aye.
But, yeah, I don't know what happened after that. The guy sort of went downhill a bit, and but ironically, I still reckon he's got a lot of skill. He's got a lot of talent, but there's just something no clicking him. I don't know what it is though. So Kev's just waiting for an extra break just now.
Aye.
So,
You know what? I wouldn't be able to put my finger on it myself. You know, I think, like you say, great going forward, but maybe not the best defender. But even then, we were still, like you say, when he signed, we were all thinking, fucking hell, you know, Man United will be in for this boy.
I was looking at Man United every week, so he was.
Aye. But no, you're right. I can't quite put my finger on it either.
Aye. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, he turns out for the game. He's all spick and span. His hair's all gelled up and all that. You know what I mean? Maybe we should get some dolly birds at the side up behind the goal. He might score a goal.
Well, maybe he keeps looking up to the sky. Maybe he needs to look down to his boots.
If he looks down at his boots, man, and there's any shine after him, he'll blind himself with the gel on his hair.
Are we just killing dead? Are we killing time now while they all go off for a wee refreshment?
I'm just back from the pisser, Andy.
Oh, okay. I forgot the Australian vernacular.
No, he'd be at the Dunny if he was.
That's right, Johnny. I have got relatives up in Queensland.
They still call him Dunnies there, I believe.
Aye.
I believe. Well, guys, listen, and Andy, please stick around, mate, if you wish, because I'm going to change the subject completely now. We've pretty much hit the time we were targeting tonight. But before we wrap this up, there's something very important that, since we were last on, we haven't talked about it at all, even in the build-up to it, or the aftermath of it, until now. But we were discussing during the week as to what we should be having a little chat about on this podcast, and there was quite a few of us were quite interested in talking about the Scottish referendum and the aftermath and the results from it. Now, we honourably, I would say, didn't say too much in the build-up to the whole thing. I don't think, or I don't recall we showed our kind of political allegiances in the run-up to it. Maybe I gave the game away a couple of times.
We did very briefly. It was.
Did we?
I think it was one line each, apart from Martin, because he was over at the Empire Games.
Yeah, Martin was kind of on the fence a little
Union
bit.
Jack stuff on, you know. So
That's not political allegiance, it's not national allegiance.
Well, no, for the referendum, it was definitely political allegiances. But guys, I'm going to just put this out now to the aftermath of the Scottish referendum, because, in my humble opinion, I still think there is a bit of a Celtic link, or could I put it that way, as to possibly our whole background link to the way the vote was going and the way the vote was cast, because there was definitely more, in my, again, humble opinion, there was more inclined to be a yes vote from the majority of Celtic fans, I think, looking from afar in Australia. than certainly on the pro-unionist side. Now, I'm not saying that every single Celtic fan was a yes voter that was lucky enough to have a vote in the referendum, because I know for a fact there was a few on my Facebook page that weren't, but I respect their decision, of course. I didn't agree with it, but I respected their decision. I knew for a fact that during that referendum, the Orange Order themselves basically nailed their colours to the mast. No surprising there. As to what way they wanted to vote. And so, whether we like it or not, guys, I think we as Celtic fans, no matter where we live in the world, whether we're in Japan or whether we're in Victoria, or whether we're in good old Mandurah Town, or whether we're even in Fort William or Chester, Andy, we must have all had an opinion on this. And I know, Liam, I'm going to come at you first in this whole subject, mate, because you had quite a torrid time over the whole... the run-up to it was very exciting, but I was watching some of your posts on Facebook on the aftermath of the result, Liam, and you were having a hard time of it, mate.
Yeah.
So this is now a... What would you call it? A healing time, Liam, a healing time, mate.
Well...
What were your thoughts on the whole thing? You were obviously a yes man, Liam.
Now, what I'm going to say may at first sound a bit melodramatic, so please let me finish my spiel before you try and counter what I say, right?
Yeah.
Basically, to me, this referendum wasn't just about a political decision. It was about national identity. It's about what kind of country do you want to be associated with?
Yeah.
And basically, to me, it was a decision of, are we a hopeful, strong-willed, courageous country that doesn't take any shit, that will stand up for ourselves and do what we believe is right for our people? Or are we a country that's going to continue to bend over and take it up the arse from what's left of the British Empire? And we chose the second option.
Yeah.
So, in all honesty, boys, right now, I do not consider myself Scottish anymore.
Oh,
because that's not a philosophy I can identify with. It's not a country that I want to be a part of. A country where food banks are a way of life. A country where people can work for 40 years and contribute tax and then get fuck all because they get disabled through no fault of their own.
Yeah.
A country where, people are unable to go to university because they don't have enough money, or they don't have the right pals that are in the right clubs, the right societies.
Yeah.
A country where sectarian marches are openly praised and welcomed. A country where a bunch of unionist thugs can attack innocent political protesters, and it's called a clash between two rival groups.
Yeah.
It stinks, it's total shite, and I want nothing to do with it anymore. I am now just winding down the time until I can get a Japanese passport.
But Liam, remember the 45, mate. Remember the 45.
Well, I don't think anything will come of it. Like most things, the media have got an absolute... that's the funny thing, right? I was talking to a friend of mine the other day who lives in China, and she was saying how much she envies the British because they have so much freedom of expression. I says, have you tried reading any of the rags that call themselves newspapers in the UK these days?
Yeah.
There's no freedom at all. It's anything. It is as tightly controlled as China. All right, they don't attack people in the street for having an opinion, at least not yet. But already we voted no, right? In 2 weeks since we voted no, we found out pensions are going to go down in relative terms, which is a complete backtrack on what was supposed to happen. We found out that we're getting dragged into another war that none of us want to fight in for oil that we don't need. Mm-hmm. We found out that the Human Rights Act is about to be repealed, and any chance we have of actually challenging these bastards in court is going to be taken away from the ordinary man.
Yeah.
And we have also found out that, we might be dragged out of the European Union, which again is in a complete contradiction to what the vast majority of Scotland wants.
Yeah.
We've been royally shafted, boys.
Yep.
And it's our own fault.
Well, when you say it's our own fault, I don't think there's a...
As a country, I mean it's our own fault.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Liam, you put that very eloquently, mate. And I wouldn't disagree with a single word you said. In fact, you should maybe go back there and stand for